Hello, and welcome to On the Couch, a weekly video series where we speak to mental health professionals about a range of issues that impact us as men and women in the Caribbean. My name is Tracy Rogers, and this is Wholeness and Wellness Counseling Services. Today we have again with us Akilah Riley-Richardson, clinical social worker, and we are picking up where we left off. In our last episode, we were talking about abandonment and rejection and how this is a core emotion, is lodged in us, usually from our childhood, and it plays out into our adult self. And it's so tied to us because of our need for attachment. And so when we perceive as though we're being left, it triggers us and we go into panic.
You know, I was laughing because as you were speaking about, where it started, Terry has this line where he says, adults don't get abandoned, children do.
Yes.
Because abandonment means without you, I die. Yeah. So therefore adults can be rejected, adults can be hurt, but adults can't be abandoned.
But what I find interesting about that as well, because sometimes when as an adult we feel abandoned, it's really our inner child that is acting out. So I do think in your adult self you can feel abandoned.
You could definitely feel it.
But what is the thing that is being triggered is that you have not made peace with, that you have not recognized that part of that will always be with you as your adult self. Yeah, it's walking and breathing with you. So today I want us to pick up on that, and we want to talk some more about techniques that we can use, tools we can use to become more aware of this, to understand it, and to start to refocus.
One of the techniques that I find most useful is helping people to remember themselves. So we often dismember ourselves, meaning that we don't recognize our own power and our own strength. And we believe that the person who we are holding on to, that person is the person who is brave and strong, and that person has all the qualities that I need.
Yes.
And we often need to help people to understand that those qualities that you think that they have, well, first of all, they may not even exist, but they also exist within you. Yeah. So we do work, and there's several different exercises that we do to help people to remember themselves.
Put themselves
back together and see that the thing that I'm desperately seeking in you is something that I actually have within myself.
Ooh. Yeah. And that's a game changer.
And that is a major, major game changer. Another game changer, Tracy, is helping people to work through what we call the discrimination assessment and the experiential assessment. Sometimes we are attached to the story about the person that we made up. And we take people through several exercises to do a discrimination assessment to figure out who really is this person before me. And then the experiential assessment is you kind of processing how do you feel around this person. And that's how lots of other work about your own principles, your own values that we have to spend, a lot of time doing.
So I'm thinking about the person who has decided that they want to love somebody because they're ready. They've done different things and decided that this is the person I'm ready to love. That person just happened to be there when you made the decision that you're ready to love somebody. So you make a whole story up about this person that may have nothing to do with who they are. This person may not actually have the qualities that you're looking for. You've projected your entire story onto them. And then when they don't behave the way that you rehearsed in your story that they're supposed to behave, you go, oh my gosh, I can't deal with this rejection, this abandonment.
And then what you do is that you begin to alter your own internal boundaries, to be able to keep them. You change, you make up different stories about yourself, not what you really need. It becomes just this abyss of self-lostness, if that's even a concept, where you don't, self-losing, where you don't really understand yourself. So we take people back to just really figure out who I am. That's the starting point.
Yeah. And once you do that, you're able to tap into just the magic of you. Yeah.
Most definitely.
The magic of you that you've lost track of because you were so invested in making this person something that this person wasn't. So, something that a lot of us deal with, we want you to get curious. I think that's one of the best things that you can do. Sometimes you listen to these episodes, you hear things. We don't want you to go crazy and start self-diagnosing, but we want you to really get curious. What's going on with me? And there are different ways that you can get curious. Journaling is a good way to get curious. Having conversations with somebody whose opinion you trust. Somebody who has earned the right to hear your story is a good way to get curious. Get curious, get curious. If you want to get curious in using our therapy services as well, feel free to reach out to us for a free consultation. Our information is on the screen. We thank you so much, Akilah, as usual, for coming and bringing all of your knowledge to the couch. We also want to just wish you all the best as you continue to become the best version of yourself. Thank you so much for joining us.